Air Grover. Situated in the Sesame Street Safari of Fun area of Busch Gardens, Tampa Bay, this kiddie coaster seems to offer a bit more than your average kiddie coaster. As the area is beaming with Sesame Street charm, does this coaster offer the right mix of thrills and theming? Find out in this review. Opening in 2010, Air Grover is actually one of Busch Gardens' newer-ish coasters, as 5 different coasters in the park opened before it. This coaster features a theme of the Sesame Street character Grover flying a plane on the lead car. It is also a clone of Grover's Alpine Express at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, Grover's Boxcar Derby at Sesame Street Place in California, Goldie Stogget at Colmartin, Dragon's Apprentice at Legoland Malaysia, and Fun Pilot at Wallaby, Belgium. Unlike other Grover-themed coasters, as in Grover's Super Boxcar Derby, found at the SeaWorld parks, this coaster does not have individually themed buddy cars, as each car is relatively plain with just a simple lap bar restraint. There's also little theming along the course, since the coaster mainly goes over bare dirt and sand. When I was at Busch Gardens, the dispatchers for this coaster were really nice. Not only are adults without kids free to ride this coaster for credit, but since it was slow during my rides, they were allowing kids or myself to simply stay on and ride again. Although some kiddos still chose to get off and run around to get back on again, and they were holding the train for these kiddos as well. Once dispatched, the train navigates a small pre-lift turn. This doesn't do much in the way of thrills, but is a nice place for parents to wish their children luck as they start their journey on this roller coaster. After a rather tall chain lift for a kiddie coaster, you crest the first drop. This drop goes down a bit before having you turn into the first of 2 helixes. In the front, since the trains are rather long, this drop won't do much as the other half of the train is still on the chain lift. In the very back car though, this drop will offer a decent drop sensation, especially for a kiddie coaster. So if you are scared of drops or drop sensitive, I would suggest sitting towards the front of the train to make sure this coaster doesn't scare you. The helix following the drop is an average helix, but it is nice to see an element so big on a kiddie coaster. There's no strong laterals or forces to make it particularly enjoyable, unlike my favorite coaster in Thailand, Speedy Mouse, but simply a good neutral helix, which is a very fitting element for a kiddie coaster, even if these elements don't do much for me on bigger coasters. Then you crest a small hill between the helixes. This isn't built to offer any airtime, but does have a small drop afterwards. In the back, you will stop halfway down the drop as the front of the train is already coming out the other side of it, similar to other kiddie coasters that I've ridden, which means there is little drop sensations here. The middle of the train will likely get the most from this drop, though a large percentage of this drop is eaten up by the slowing of the train coming out of it. Then you navigate a second neutral helix, which is similar to the first helix, before entering the brake run and returning to the station. Although there are nice elements on Air Grover, with only 1 lap, it does have a weird mix of feeling bigger than your average kiddie coaster, while also feeling shorter than most kiddie coasters. Overall, how good is Air Grover? With its presumed size, I want to rank this highly for a kiddie coaster. It doesn't have standout size or elements like coasters that I have actually ranked, such as Joker Funhouse Coaster, Mini Mine Train, or Speedy Mouse. So it is just in the category of kiddie coaster for me. However, when compared to other kiddie coasters that I've been on, it just doesn't have the standout or memorable elements that seem to be on most of these coasters. The first drop on Air Grover is really nice in the back, especially for its size. But I'm just not looking for a decent drop like this on a kiddie coaster. Despite this, I still rank it below lesser kiddie coasters that I've been on, such as Rot Fai Ha, but above Yo-Yo Land roller coaster since that one is nice and special to me, but just not great as a coaster. Air Grover just doesn't deliver as far as what I want from a kiddie coaster. What are your thoughts on Air Grover? Is the first drop too scary for a kiddie coaster? Is this one of the better kiddie coasters that you've been on? Who are your favorite Sesame Street characters? Let me know. And, as always, Cup Kun Cup.